Hey, what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the recap from the May 20th ESPN pay-per-view that was headlined by the undisputed lightweight title fight between Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko. As I will recap that fight and the undercard, let you know what went down. Before we get into that, if you can smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, I really would appreciate any and all support that I can get as I try to build my channel up here. And anything negative you want to say, you can throw that on there too, or and let me know. I'm down and I'm open to it. I will not hate on you guys for that, and I would appreciate the feedback. All that being said, let's get into this fight and discuss what happened. So we look at the card itself, the pay-per-view portion of the card I'm going to talk about. So 3 fights. Start with the lightweight contest between Raymond Muratalla and Jeremiah Nakathila. And man, Muratalla came out just and shocked everybody as he brutally dominated Nakathila, knocking him out in only 2 rounds as he stays undefeated, 18-0, 15 knockouts, and really pushes himself forward in the loaded lightweight division. I wasn't expecting that. I know we didn't know how good Muratalla was, which is why I picked Nakathila. But man, I wasn't expecting him to just destroy Nakathila in 2 rounds like that. That was impressive. Muratalla, he has made his way to the party. He's here, and he's going to be a threat moving forward now. That was a big win. Congratulations to him. Nakathila, tough loss right there, especially after a very good win last year in his debut at 135 against Miguel Berchelt. To come out and get just destroyed like that really hurts. That's a shame. I'm not 100% yet Muratalla's gonna be in the top 10. He might be based on this victory though. So good, solid victory for Muratalla. Looking forward to seeing him back. Now the co-feature saw a rematch between Oscar Valdez, a former 2-division champion, as he battled Adam Lopez, and what was supposed to be a prelude to Valdez versus Navarrete showdown for the WBO title potentially this summer. And Valdez went in there after a little over a year off. Their first fight ended a little controversially. Lopez had put Valdez down in the 2nd round of their first fight, and Valdez put Lopez down in the 7th. And then the fight seemingly was stopped prematurely. So Lopez has always held on to that, and Valdez wanted to leave no doubt. So the rematch was signed, and for this one, and Valdez went in there and did his work. He completely outworked and outclassed Lopez. Lopez did have his moments though. He was landing some good shots, but Valdez just kept grinding forward. He put Lopez down. Good, solid 10-round unanimous decision win for Oscar Valdez as he is pushing forward towards that title shot with Navarrete potentially. We'll discuss his what's next video next week. But the main event, a lot of people making comments about this fight right here. Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko for the undisputed lightweight title. Controversial ending. It was a very good fight, I will say that. A lot of back and forth action. Haney's size and his body work was very good. But Vasily Lomachenko's just relentlessness, his heart, his combinations, the way he just goes in there and breaks a fighter down was just on point. And it was a very good battle. It really was. Haney had his moments. There was a lot of close rounds, but I really feel that Vasily Lomachenko won this fight. I personally had it 116-112, 8 rounds to 4. That's my personal opinion. But, I will call 2 rounds different, in a fight like that. That's close. It's close. There's close rounds. And so I had it 116-112. So I really cannot argue that potentially the fight could have been a draw. But the judges came back 116-112 for Haney and 115-113 twice for Haney, which is 8 rounds to 4 and 7 rounds to 5 twice. And I'm sorry. I just cannot see anybody thinking that Haney won more than 6 rounds in this fight. I mean, that's the most at best I believe Haney won. The tempo, you know, dictating the pace was pretty much Lomachenko. I mean, it really was. Haney had his moments. He landed some good shots. He landed some great body shots. I will give him that. But the more punishing shots, the damaging shots, you know, in terms of the headshots and just the activity. I mean, Lomachenko threw, I think, 150 more punches in this fight, and he outlanded him as well. So with that kind of activity, with you pushing the pace, how does the other guy win the fight? I just can't fathom that. I really can't. And I was very disappointed at the decision. I am not the type of person that says robbery, because I would have been okay with a draw at the worst here. But to score the fight for Haney, I think was a mistake, and I really think an injustice was done. I think it was a robbery. I'm not saying that Lomachenko won the fight, but I absolutely am saying that he didn't lose the fight. And that was the right call overall as a compromise to me, because most people felt Lomachenko won this fight. I'm one of them, but I would have been okay with a draw. I viewed this fight, there was about 2 or 3 fights that I compared this one to. The first of which was De La Hoya Trinidad from years ago. De La Hoya, most people felt, won that fight, but he gave away the last 3 rounds. So I would have been okay with a draw. And they scored the fight for Trinidad, which was just a travesty. And then I thought back to Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward 1. Kovalev scored the knockdown, and my thoughts in that one as well was, how did you and I was pulling for Ward. I'm a fan of Ward. I just can't see how anybody would give Ward 7 rounds in that fight. And especially with the knockdown. And that's kind of how I felt about this fight. That's exactly how I felt. Like, I just can't see how you gave Haney more than 6 rounds and gave him the victory here. I just can't see it, you know. And especially with all those tools, like I think back to Triple G and Canelo 2, and even the first fight. The first fight, I would have been okay with Triple G winning 7-5, but people don't respect that fight was a lot closer than people want to admit. But the rematch was so damn close. Every round was so hard to score. But I really believe the reason why Canelo won on the scorecards was because he was pushing the pace, he was pushing the action. Yes, Triple G threw a little bit more. Yes, he landed about 20 punches more. But it really was the landing more shots versus landing the cleaner, harder shots. And Canelo was also pushing the action and landing crisp body shots in that fight. Now, maybe that's the way people were seeing Haney, but Haney wasn't pushing the action. And that's why I'm very disappointed in this call, because I just can't fathom how anybody would give the fight to Haney. But they did, and at the end of the day, it definitely warrants a rematch, but I don't think Vasily Lomachenko will get it. And again, we'll discuss that more next week when we do both of their What's Next videos. But I was just disappointed to hear that Haney, when the crowd is booing him out of the building, they were booing from the very start of the decision, how Haney and his crew, there was no talk of a rematch. One guy did ask about a rematch, and he kind of danced around it. Bill Haney, his dad, said, I didn't think the fight was really that close to warrant a rematch. And those are just excuses to not get a rematch with Lomachenko. I think all the Haney camp cares about is getting the win, and that's it. And they really will not fathom a rematch, which is a shame, because a rematch, it would draw in a lot of money, and it would make a lot of sense. And so Haney's sitting there saying, well, it has to make sense. And, you know, of course Haney wants the money. Well, give the man a rematch, because he deserves it. And if Haney comes out on top in a rematch, then you can say, hey, he made adjustments, he beat him this time, no doubts. But I will say this, if Haney truly wants to be great, you give a guy a rematch, you know. And I think of the 2 best fighters of my generation, Mayweather and Pacquiao, and I look at them and go, okay, Mayweather, when everybody thought he lost to Castillo, I'm one of them. Mayweather rematched Castillo, and he dominated him in a rematch. And Mayweather and Maidana, it was a close fight. Some people thought Maidana won that fight. So Mayweather rematched him, outboxed him, dominated him in a rematch. You know, and that's all she wrote. So for anybody to sit there and not give a rematch, you know, and Manny Pacquiao again and again rematched Juan Manuel Marquez. Every time it was close, he knew he needed to tie a bow on that, and he wasn't able to at the end of the day. He got knocked out. That's the risk you take, but that's what great fighters do. They give rematches in close, controversial decisions like this, especially if the guy has a monster name like Lomachenko does. Lomachenko's a big draw. He's got a big name. He's got a big following. The fight was on pay-per-view because it was Lomachenko. There's no reason to not have a rematch here. And you look at Pacquiao. He went and rematched Eric Morales and knocked him out. And in the rematch after losing to him, and said, we got to do it a third time. You know, I mean, that's what it is when you fight a big name fighter and you want to leave no doubt. You fight him again. And if Haney doesn't fight Lomachenko again, he's a coward, and that's just what it is. So, you know, that's just my thoughts on it. I give credit to Haney for making the fight close and doing well with those body shots. The size did matter in this one, but Lomachenko showed a shitload of heart, and my heart goes out to him to lose a fight like this. It really is a damn shame, and I hope the boxing gods come together and force a rematch to happen, because this guy really deserves it. So that's it. That's what I got. That is my May 20th ESPN pay-per-view recap from the Haney versus Lomachenko undisputed lightweight title fight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.